Welcome to the program. We begin in Taita Taveta, where Taveta residents from Njukini area are up in arms after the State House spokesperson announced that Kenyatta's family has donated over 2,000 acres of to squatters out of his 30,000 acres land in Gicheha farm in Taveta. The residents claim that the 2,000 acres of land said to have been given out by the Kenyatta family belongs to Sir Ramson Ranch, where they have lived for more than 40 years, and not the Kenyatta family. According to the residents, there are these farms that were landed in Taveta, which includes Sergeant Mark Farm, Saramson Farm, and Gicheha Farm, which belongs to Kenyatta's family. Residents say that the Kenyatta family has not clearly stated which land has been given to the over 2,000 squatters in Taveta.
Ya familia ya Kenyatta imesema itapeana ekari 2,000. Kati ya hizi 2,000 wanasema masikwata walioko hapa ni 1,000. Ambapo tuko masikwata walipofanya squatter documentation ni zaidi ya 4,000. Kilio chetu ni kwamba ni survey. Survey iliyokuja kwenye ground ambao ni survey ya mwenyewe. Wamekuja kukatakata ile shamba katika parcels, walikata katika shamba ambao ni la Saramson.
Cha kuchanganya ni kwamba sisi wanasaramu tunaambiwa ati tunakuja kupimiwa mashamba ambapo tumeikaramia na mtu aje mwingine aje kuwekwa hapo. Sisi tumekataa, tukasema hata kama ni nini tukatiwe sisi saramu soni yetu. Tukae hivyo
kama tumepewa shamba, sababu hapo mashamba ni matatu. Tunataka tubainishe wazi kwamba tumepewa siwani za hizo estate ama kwa maana wamebatizwa kaita Gicheha farm ama tumepewa wapi. La mwisho, najua hii shughuli iliyoendelea tunakuja kufanywa siasa na lenyewe. Yes. Ili mtu aje kusimama aseme kama sio mimi. Amungefanya hii, mungefanikiwa hili. Hili ndio apate kura. Yes. Tumeshaelewa. Sisi tunamaliza na wanasiasa.
Sawa basi. Serikali inataka kutukawia shamba, itukawie shamba kwa shamba ya Kenyatta. Na mimi ninaomba kwamba shamba ya Kenyatta eka 30 akawe atupe shamba eka zaidi ya 15,000.
The push to amend the Constitution through the Punguza Mzigo initiative by Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria this morning held prayers in Githurai and sensitized the congregation on the need to reduce the number of elected representatives. Let us now join our reporter Zinzi Kibiku, who is in Githurai. Zinzi, if you can hear me, what took place in the church this morning?
Well, Sharon, that's right. The MP of Gatundu South, Moses Kuria, is just from talking to the people from a certain church here. And what really stood out when he was speaking is the issue of his campaign known as Punguza Mzigo campaign. Now, this purpose of the campaign is to reduce the size of the current government, as it has too many functions that into the pockets of many Kenyans. What do I mean when I say that it's to reduce the size of the government? Well, Sharon, let me give you around 4 examples. One of the things that Punguza does is to reduce the number of counties from 47 to 16. It also wants to scrap out the Senate and allow the duties of the National Assembly to be taken, in the sense that the Senate duties go to the National Assembly, and also to reduce the single member of constituencies from 290 to 200. And I think one thing that also stood out for me was the issue of stripping out the women representatives. According to Moses Kuria, he told us that so far they've collected around 400,000 signatures, and by end of February they should have hit their target, and thereafter go to IEBC has an issue of funding. We saw this during the Okoa campaign for opposition leader Raila Odinga, whereas Moses Kuria said for them they're taking a different turn. What they will do is that they're not only collecting their signatures by pen and paper, but they will put it on an electronic platform that will allow IEBC to verify the signatures. That way, IEBC will not have to spend their own money and and claim that they do not have the funds to verify the signatures. Moses Kuria also talked about the funding, where he's gotten the funds for this campaign. It's all from his pockets and goodwill ambassadors. He's also called upon other Kenyan government, politicians rather, to step in and push for this campaign, the Punguza Mzigo campaign. He also spoke about the recent issue that we saw at Ade, and he is also one of the politicians who is standing firm on the issue of our KTN soldiers remaining there and fighting in Somalia. Sharon?
Thank you, Zinzi. before I let you go, do we know whether there was collection of signatures this morning at the Githurai Church? How many signatures they have this far vis-a-vis the target that they have?
Well, Sharon, Moses Kuria's target is to reach at least close to 1 million signatures before he can take it to IAPC. Outside the church, there was one tent that was collecting very many signatures. From the ones that I could count so far from the church alone, they collected about 100 signatures. As for now, 400,000 from the signatures that they've collected for the different constituencies around Kenya. Sharon?
Thank you so much, Zinzi. Our reporter there, Zinzi Kibiku, reporting from Githurai on the Punguza Mzigo initiative by Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria. Now, residents of Kithoni village in Makueni County who walk for 3 to 5 kilometers every day in search of water got some relief through APA Insurance CSR, where they have funded the construction of a sand dam, 27 sand dams, 64 medium-sized dams, 25 boreholes, and more than 70 pipeline extension and rehabilitation water programs are underway in Makueni. On environmental conservation programs and rehabilitation of water towers in Makueni, over 5 million shillings will be used to rehabilitate Nzaui and Mboni water projects in the county.
We are making sure that, that insurance cover provides protection. But, communities that, do not have access to insurance or think that their insurance is not the right stuff with them, they do not buy that protection. So that's something that we're trying to encourage.
The priority for water in Makueni is very, very primary. And that is why we found time to be here with the members of the community who have been mobilized to provide the local labor, sand, and the hardcore. Whereas the donors, that is a happy year through this CBO, they are financed to purchase the metals that are required, some timbers and cement for construction of this sand dam.
Tulikuwa na mashida mengi ya kupata maji. Wakati wa kiangazi tulikuwa tunaenda kama kilomita 3 kupata maji, tulikuwa tunasumbuka sana, tunawacha mambo yetu ya nyumbani ya kawaida ili tukatafute maji.
The National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, has embarked on a nationwide campaign to sensitize the public on how to dispose of solid waste responsibly. National Solid Waste Management Strategy will see the authority visit different parts of the country to educate the masses.
Each year, Kenyans discard tons of garbage, everything from foodstuff, plastics, broken dishes, wrappers, and diapers. And all this ends up in heaps of stinking waste surrounded by flies, becoming a health hazard to residents. Waste management is one of the biggest challenges facing Kenya today, according to the Director General of NEMA, Geoffrey Wahungu.
The issue of how we manage our waste, from the small paper that you may have or a wrapping from foodstuffs or goodies that you may be having, how you dispose of those has a relationship with how you treat also waste which you are generating domestically and all that. So the issue of this lack of care, especially littering, if I may say that, it happens as citizens walk around, it happens as citizens are driving around in their vehicles, in personal vehicles, in public transport, and also in public areas where people litter, and for some reason they expect someone else to come behind them and clean after them. We would like to know that waste is their responsibility. This campaign goes
in the run-up to the National Waste Management Strategy, the body has come up with a National Waste Management Strategy campaign that will create awareness on proper waste handling and the business aspect of waste management. He says that waste problem arises as a result of population increase, littering, and lack of proper mannerisms amongst individuals. Kenyans are advised to take personal initiative in keeping the environment clean and to only deal with NEMA licensed waste handlers as they have the know-how on how to handle the waste.
We are advising Kenyans, particularly those who are already contracting waste handling facilities, transporters, and other business people that deal with waste, that they only deal with NEMA licensed waste handlers. Such waste handlers, their facilities are going to be very easily identifiable. Trucks, for example, that we have licensed, display our license.
The waste you collect from the house needs to be segregated, that is, separating the plastics from the foodstuff before packaging it. Counties have also been advised to acquire land for dumping and allocate adequate budgets to deal with the waste. Julian Kamau, KTN News.
Thank you for that story, Julian. Indeed, a call to all citizens to be more responsible when disposing of waste. We'll now take a short break here on Weekend at 1. Don't go too far. I will be back with more news. Weekend at 1. Now, 2015 KCPE top performers were over the weekend honored in Mombasa for exemplary performance in the national examinations. The students who are about to join Form 1 were treated by leaders that included Chief Justice Willie Mutunga and Nairobi Senator Mike Sonko.
What you gave us earlier, the gift, and for even the food and the hospitality, everything was wonderful. And what has stricken us most is your humbleness.
Don't let your parents down. Yeah? You have respect, yeah, wherever you go. And just continue working hard, because education is the main key to your future success. Is that okay? Yes. Yeah, so you continue working hard, and we will support you. For those who have different challenges, I've just spoken to your director. We'll see how we're going to help you once we go back to Nairobi.
Has a problem because of ethnicity. All the divisions are ethnic, religious, and whatnot. So your generation should build a nation, right? So that we are not divided on the basis of ethnicity.
Indeed, a dramatic match that was between Liverpool and Norwich, but especially thrilling to the Liverpool fans. It is at that we close today's edition of Weekend at 1. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Momanyi. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and your viewing.